Welcome to 5 Minutes French Grammar Fixes. Bienvenue à 5 Minutes French Grammar Fixes. Today, how do more complex French adjectives change? Aujourd'hui, comment changer certains adjectifs français plus complexes? In my 5 Minutes French Grammar Fixes Beginners, I showed you how most French adjectives change into feminine or plural form, and that is the basic rule. However, some adjectives change more than their last letter. Let's have a look. Adjectives that end in F change into VE in the feminine. For example, un manteau sportif, une robe sportive. Adjectives that end in the letters EUX or EUR change into EUSE in the feminine. So basically your X becomes a SE, as in heureux, heureuse. Adjectives that end in TEUR change into trice or teuse. So for instance, observateur, observatrice. Adjectives that end in OUX change into OUSE, ouse in the feminine. Jaloux, jalouse. Adjectives that end in EN or ON, you add an extra NE in the feminine. So, for instance, Italien becomes Italienne. That goes for a lot of nationalities, by the way. Or bon becomes bonne, and mignon becomes mignonne. Adjectives that end in LE or ET, you just need to add an extra LE or an extra TE, so like in exceptionnel, exceptionnel. Notice there's no change in pronunciation, whereas there is a change in pronunciation in something like violet, which becomes violette. Also notice that in the plural form, adjectives that end in AL change into AUX. For instance, un tableau original becomes des tableaux originaux. For adjectives that end with a C, you change that C into a QUE. So Turc, Turc, Grec, Grec. No difference in pronunciation, it's just the way you spell them is different. The other thing you need to remember is that an adjective that is already ending in an E does not get an extra E in the feminine. Okay, remember the color rouge, it finishes with an E, okay, but whether you use it in masculine or feminine form, it does not change. However, if your adjective ends in E accent, it does require an extra E in the feminine. And you do not sound that extra E when you say the word. So, il est marié sounds the same as elle est mariée, although that second one has got an extra E. And also, something you need to remember is that an adjective that ends already in S or X does not get an extra S in the plural. So, un chat gris, a grey cat, becomes des chats gris, grey cats. And did you notice I did not sound any of those S's? Okay, un chat gris, des chats gris. And of course, the French language being the French language, there are exceptions to all these rules. And some adjectives are irregular in the feminine form. So here are some common ones that you need to remember. Beau, belle, gentil, gentille, vieux, vieille, blanc, blanche, long, longue. And remember, if you're not sure, just check in the dictionary, it will tell you, just like it does. You know, if I look up the word beautiful, I can say it says beau or belle. And finally, if you want to really show off and you want to master adjectives perfectly, here are a few more rules to do with colors. Colors are tricky. So some colors, which are to do with fruits, vegetables, fabric, metal, never change. So for instance, marron, which means brown, as an adjective, is also a chestnut. Un marron is a chestnut. Same thing with orange. Orange is an orange, une orange. So that's why you would write des chaussures marron, and marron would have no S. But there are some colours which unfortunately do not follow this rule. There are exceptions, and there are rose, fauve, mauve, pourpre, incarnat, écarlate, and violet. So des yeux violets, violet is going to take an S, okay, even though une violette is a flower, okay. And if a color is followed by the word clair, light, or foncé, dark, it does not change either. So, for instance, une jupe bleu clair, a light blue skirt, or des chaussures vert foncé, dark green shoes. Voilà, c'est fini. Here we are, that's finished. If you just want to remember the very basic rule, you need to go back to my 5 minutes French grammar fixes adjective agreement beginners. And if you want to learn or refresh your memory about the position of adjectives in sentences, you need to go to 5 minutes French grammar fixes adjective position. Beginners or intermediate.